So you're thinking about moving to Waco, Texas? You're in the right spot, so let's talk. All right, welcome to our inaugural video of living in Waco, Texas. My name is Tim. I am a realtor, a real estate broker, and owner of 316 Realty Group, and we are starting a brand new video series that's going to be all about Waco. So if you're thinking about moving in the next 3 months or the next 3 years, then you're in the right spot, because we're going to be putting out new content every week on our frequently asked questions. So this really started about 4 years ago, kind of right before the pandemic, with the mass exodus of people moving from California to Texas. We had a ton of clients and family of clients and friends of clients that were making that transition, not only just from California, but Oregon, Seattle, even along the East Coast and New Jersey. And what we found out, everybody has the same questions. So we're going to be answering what are the current market conditions in Waco, what's the weather like, what's the schools, whether or not you're looking at public schools, private, or homeschool. We're going to talk about what you can get for 300, 500, 700,000, $1 million bucks. We're even going to cover, can you shoot your gun on your property? Do you have to own boots to live in Texas? And can I ride my horse to the grocery store? So we're going to cover all of these questions and more, and we're going to start right now. Okay, first we're going to start with an overview of Central Texas. The red dotted rectangle here is McLennan County, which is where Waco is located. And the biggest takeaway from this map is just how centralized Waco is. We are an hour and a half south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We are an hour and a half north of Austin, hour and a half from College Station and Texas A&M, about 3 hours from San Antonio, and about 3 to 3.5 hours from Houston. Okay, let's zoom in on McLennan County and talk Waco specific. Now, when we refer to Waco area, it's not just Waco proper. It's going to extend up to West Texas on the north side, over to Mart, down to Moody and Eddy, over to McGregor, Crawford, and even Valley Mills. Anything inside of this rectangle is going to be really no more than about a 30-minute commute. So why are people moving to Waco? Well, first, we didn't shut down during the pandemic. When the whole nation shut down for 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and the rest of the nation turned that 2 weeks into 2 years, Texas didn't. We were open for business, which has led to the mass exodus out of some of these other states, which has led to continued development, continued job growth. That's why Waco is number 2 in job growth in Texas and number 7 in the nation. We've got 21 national and global corporate headquarters that are in and around Waco. Just the amount of development. There's a 88-acre proposed mixed-use kind of upscale hotel retail development in McGregor that's going to bring a ton of jobs. So if you're looking for education with Baylor, we've got not just Baylor and Waco. Everybody thinks Waco, Baylor. There's actually 4 other universities and colleges that are in and around Waco. So education, healthcare with Baylor Med. You've got 2 great healthcare systems and med centers that are in Waco. Distribution and manufacturing, which has always been historically what Waco was known for with its central location. Great distribution manufacturing. Engineering, L3 Harris. We've got SpaceX out in McGregor. Waco's not just a university town. It has really become more and more diverse, especially over the last 10 years. The amount of for hire signs that we see is really unbelievable. So no matter what you're looking for, whether it be blue collar, white collar, professional, high tech, most likely you're going to be able to find that in Waco. The next question is a little bit more abstract, it's a little harder to answer, but a lot of our clients want to get a feel for what's it like to really live in Waco. This is the best way that I can answer it. I grew up in Houston, Texas, 3rd largest city in the United States, then moved to Waco, the 192nd largest city, and it's got a small town feel, but it has all the amenities that most people would want to take advantage of on a daily basis. We have most national chains. I don't find myself any day going, man, I wish Waco had X. Now, We don't have Porsche dealerships. We don't have Neiman Marcus, but we're only an hour and a half away from Dallas and Austin, and you can pretty much find whatever Waco doesn't offer, you can find those an hour and a half away. I just don't find myself needing a Porsche or a $900 shirt on a regular basis. Now, believe it or not everything is unicorns and rainbows in Waco, Texas. We are going to talk weather. We're going to have a whole video content just on weather, how hot it is, how humid it is, what size hailstorms can we get, do we live in Tornado Alley. We're going to talk about school districts, and unfortunately there are some school districts that if all possible, you would like to avoid those. We're going to talk about the crime rate. If you were to Google the crime rate in Waco, you're going to see that we don't score very, very well. But what does that really mean? And I'm going to show you there's some areas in Waco where you don't want to go after dark. Just like in any metropolitan area, there's going to be places that you're going to want to avoid. So this is all about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I told you I wouldn't mislead you. There's great things about Waco. There's some cons about it too. Well, if you've liked the content so far, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that when we produce new videos, you will get notified. Our next video is going to be what can you get for around $400,000 in Waco. And again, we're going to be publishing content on a consistent basis, basically once a week. But if you have a question that cannot wait for the content to be created, please reach out to me. All of my contact information is below in the description, and I promise that I will turn around those questions as quickly as humanly possible. And we'll see you next time on Living in Waco, Texas.